Today I am visiting the National Archives in Washington, D.C. As you can see behind me is the Ark of the Covenant for the United States. Inside the Ark are the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Louisiana Purchase, the District of Columbia Emancipation, the Social Security Act, Elvis' letter to President Nixon, and many other sacred U.S. documents. Sitting next to the Ark of the Covenant, Constitution and contracts of the United States are all the thousands and thousands of handwritten ordinances, statutes, codes, and regulations written by the U.S. Congress and signed into U.S. law by the U.S. President. We can find all the handwritten ordinances sitting next to the Ark in the 50 U.S. Code titles. Do you notice all the guards and Secret Service agents assigned, and specially trained to protect the U.S. Ark of the Covenant? They are all authorized by the God of the U.S. to handle the Ark. They minister to the Ark and keep it safe. These specially trained agents and guards can touch the Ark and not suffer any punishment. But what do you think would happen to me, or to you, if we were to try to touch the Ark or even try to steal it? Would we feel the wrath of the God of the United States? I would imagine that if I tried to even get close to the Ark and attempt to reach out and touch it, I might be instantly killed by these trained agents and guards. In the Bible, we read that the ancient Israelites also had an ark to hold their sacred covenant, their constitution, or foundational law, that their God gave to them. We know this constitution or covenant as the Ten Commandments, the handwritten ordinances given to Moses, by their God, to write down, were kept next to the ark. There were special guards and agents from the tribe of Levi that were assigned to guard and care for the ark. The God of the ancient Israelites allowed these special Levites to touch the ark, but if any other people were to touch it they would be punished, and they could even die. The ancient Israelites were a nomadic people, so their national archives, the Ark of the Covenant, moved with the nation when they traveled around. When Israel as a nation settled into a geographical location, they created a national capital at Jerusalem. Then they built a huge government building called the Temple. This temple served as a centralized government building. All government offices were located in this temple, including the National Archives. The United States is a much larger nation than the ancient Israelites, so at their national capital, Washington, D.C., there are a lot of government buildings or temples. There are temples for the U.S. Congress, temples for the U.S. courts, and many buildings and temples under the executive branch run by the U.S. President and all the executive agencies. And there was a special temple built called the National Archives building to house and protect the sacred artifacts and documents of the United States. So we can see a lot of similarities in all civil nations. The ancient Israelite nation, other ancient nations, modern nations, all have the same basic characteristics. All nations have some sort of foundational law. It is usually expressed or written as a special, set-apart or sacred document, like a constitution, which is a covenant or contract. This contract is what the people consent to agree to and follow. When they do, they become a member or citizen of a nation. All civil nations usually have some sort of lawmaking body, like a king, a parliament, a congress or legislature, that write numerous statutes or ordinances that sit next to their constitution or covenant. Sitting next to means these ordinances are written in accordance with the foundational law in the nation's constitution. Another critical aspect of seeing similarities in all nations is having the knowledge of what the God really is. God is not a name, God is a title. In the ancient Hebrew language, the word El is translated into English as the word God. El is the letters Aleph and Lamed. The Aleph was a picture of an ox and it meant mighty, first, premier or power. The Lamed was a picture of the shepherd's staff, and meant all authority. So El, or God, is a mighty one of authority. The horns of the ox can be seen in the crowns of kings. The shepherd's staff, or authority, can be seen in a king's scepter or a king's flail. And El, or God, a mighty one of authority, is a lawmaker, a judge, a ruler. Patriarchs and matriarchs, fathers and mothers, heads of families were mighty ones of authority that the Creator said we were to honor. Kings, prime ministers, presidents, Whatever form or offices a nation creates for its lawmakers, judges and rulers are the nation's gods. So the gods of the United States, founding fathers, lawmakers and judges, created and gave the foundational law of the United States, its Constitution, its sacred covenant, to the people to accept and consent and agree to, keep and follow. So here we are at the National Archives for the United States, a sacred temple that houses the U.S. Ark of the Covenant, its Constitution, protected by the Levites, the priests, for the nation, which we call government bureaucrats, or civil servants, or public ministers.